Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Dirt Empire 410 Elites here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte for United Dirt Sim Series, Pushing the Cushion Productions. My name is Dave Ward. I'll be bringing you all of the action here, and we are in practice right now. The warm-ups have begun. Drivers are hitting the track. And we we have about 8 minutes left here, so we will be getting in here and getting this done. It should be an awesome night of racing. Having some problems with my overlay here, so give me just a minute. We'll get it all squared away. Of course it doesn't go the way I want it to. There we go. So the Dirt Empire 410 Elites here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. Going to be a good night of racing. We just finished up the 360s here. Had a great battle there in a few of the heat races, as well as the main event was awesome to watch with Aiden Beerline taking it. He is sitting second on the board right now. As you can see, Mason Hannigan sitting on top. He finished in second in the 360s here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. So these boys getting ready to throw down once again here for the Dirt Empire Magazine 410 Elites. If you haven't checked them out yet, make sure you jump over to dirtempiremagazine.com. They have some electronic articles that you can check out to see what their publication is going to be like. And you can jump on and grab a print subscription from them. And make sure you support them for supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We should have a great night of racing here ahead of us for these 410s. As you just see Tyler Street catching that inside tire there. Great job, Tyler Street from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. He is sitting in the 10th position as far as times go right now. We are finishing up on this first practice session here before we roll directly into qualifying. Anthony Goyette out there trying to get a few extra laps in here in practice. He is sitting 18th on the board, so he is going to be looking for some speed here as the night progresses here with the 410 Elites. Practice is wrapping up. We're going to try and grab some qualifiers here as they get ready to hit the track and throw down their best times here in qualifying. An unbeatable force here in United Dirt Sim Series for the 410 Elites right there. The number 85 from Elbows Up Sim Sports. It's Tyler Schell. He won the championship last season and looking to do so again this season. Doesn't get beat very often, and he brings his A game. And he is going to try and see what he can do. He's sitting second on the board right now. So Bryce Lucius, your top qualifier right now. Let's see if he's still out on the track. He's just finishing up right there. You see him with the quick time of a 12.380. Mason Hannigan, your third fastest right now. In the number 7, Michael Sheridan finishing up. Craig Silby right there in the number 7, sitting 6th fastest. Anthony Goyette out on the track right there in the number 29 machine from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. Let's see what he can do here. So Anthony sitting in 11th place. Let's see. Here's Blaine Brink, had a hell of a start for the A main in from LGR Motorsports. Looks like Jeff Stewart hitting the track right there from Elbows Up Sim Sports in the number 72. Let's see how he does. He's going to go 11th quick right there in the number 72 BS Air Machine from Elbows Up Sim Sport. Eric Wilkie right there in the number 41, sitting 9th fastest. Tyler Street in the 4-star. He was having a rough time during practice. Let's see if he got it all worked out here, as he's going to put in his first lap for qualifying. He's going to go 7th fastest right there in the 4-star. And not going to do better on his second time. So he's going to hold down that 7th fastest time. Let's see. It looks like Shea Pallow in the number 21 from Elbows Up Sim Sport out working the track right now. Let's see where he stacks up. I didn't see him practicing, so we'll have to see where he finishes here. With his first lap, he's going to go 18th fastest. And nice. Top 5 right there for Shea Pallow. Letting it all hang out in that second lap of qualifying. Takes over that 5th spot. Really close. There's a 4-spot invert. So Tyler Shell trying to play the invert. It looks like he has the 4th fastest time right now, with Bryce Lucius, Kenny Miller, Aiden Bierlein up there in the top 5, and Tyler Shell. Anne-Marie checking in over on Facebook. Hi all. Hello to you as well. Hopefully Aiden can do well in this race also. It should be interesting to see how it stacks up. This is the best of the best here in United Dirt Sim Series. And these are the drivers that are going to leave it all on the track here in these winged sprint cars. So right now they're doing the drivers meeting, finishing that up, and then we will get right into heat race number 1. Looks like we have 19 drivers that will be taking the green flag tonight. So there shouldn't be any B mains. We should be going directly into A mains, which will be interesting. It's always interesting to see how iRacing decides to run the event. We hone it into where we think it's going to go, but iRacing has the final call, so there might be a B main with most of the drivers going into the A main. Not quite sure yet. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how it goes as the night progresses. Sounds like I just heard a little birdie join me.
Hello, Mr. Dave Ward.
Well, maybe not a little birdie, a big birdie.
How about an old birdie?
An old birdie? All right, well, we'll go with that. Billy, the Gramps Bowerman, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great. It's nice to be back. Looks like some great racing tonight already.
For sure. We are getting ready to start heat race number 1 here, and they are gridding up. You're going to make me do it all by myself, aren't you?
All of it all week. I don't trust my monitor.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't do it either.
Gotta welcome all the moms and dads and brothers and sisters and boyfriends and girlfriends and wives, everybody that has part of the family watching them race tonight. It's always nice to see our race fans go on YouTube or we're streaming on Facebook to come out here and watch their loved ones race. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely. So here we go. Heat race number 1 taken to the grid right now, starting on the pole position from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports. It's the Crazy Kangaroo, Chris Jones, in the number 54. Outside row number 1 in the number 15 is Michael Sheridan. He's from Brent Marks Racing Sim Team. See that team starting to grow a little bit, it seems like. Here's the number 32 on the inside of row number 2 for Bryce Lucius. He's actually going to start on outside. I apologize, guys. And Daniel Boyd, his teammate, also from Meridian Sim Sports, in the number 79. Row number 3 on the inside in the Buster Hyman's Burgers and Shakes. Number 29 from Silva King Fast Sim Sports, Anthony Goyette. Outside of him, the privateer, Craig Silby, in the number 7, running Netcode as a sponsor. And Chris Jones going to go ahead and round out the field there. He is going to take the EOL. So that's going to put Tyler Shell up on. We actually skipped him. Yeah, he's going to start on the pole position. So there you go right there. Tyler Shell in the number 85. And we are going to get him cut loose here coming out of turn number 4. What do you think, Billy? Who's got this one?
No comment. We'll wait till the checkered flag drops. Everybody think I have a biased opinion here.
Well, I tell you what, man, they definitely bring their A game here to the races, and we definitely appreciate having all the talent here at United Dirt Sim Series coming out and supporting this series. Tyler Shell out on point right now. Michael Sheridan getting a little bit of it's getting busy right back there for second and third place. So Bryce Lucius trying to battle down the inside in the number 32 with the 15 of Michael Sheridan outside.
Yeah, Lucius was fast in practice. He was putting up some good numbers, so we expected him to be up here. Just, practice is practice, but when you're throwing down some good numbers, they're going to stick into the heat race and hopefully the main. So Bryce is really starting to run really good. Miller in that third spot and Beerline in that fourth. Pretty single file right now.
So Tyler Shell still out front here halfway through this one. Bryce Lucius in second, Michael Sheridan third, Daniel Boyd fourth, Craig Silby fifth, Chris Jones sixth, and Anthony Goyette. Tough break for him. It looks like he is back in the pit road.
Yeah, usually Anthony gets some bad luck sometimes, but I expected him to be fighting it up there, and that's the top 4, top 5 spots. But looks like something happened, so it's not going to do it. But you do got the 85 of Tyler Shell starting to check out a little bit, not a lot, but you got 10, 12 car lengths. That's a lot in sprint car racing. So he's just driving his daily routine, just out in front right now, and hopefully that Lucius and Miller can run him down, and at least they're going to get the move up spot to go to the main.
Yeah, Sheridan in that third spot right there, battling around the top side, trying to catch back up to Bryce Lucius. I think we're going to see it as we come down, getting ready to come to the white flag right now. Sheridan is holding down that third position. They've kind of broken away from Daniel Boyd and Chris Jones, 2 Australian drivers right there. And then a Kiwi right behind them from New Zealand, Craig Silby, battling at the line. It's going to be Shell, Lucius, Sheridan, top 3, Boyd, and Jones, 4th and 5th.
I'll take Shell to win.
Oh, will ya? There you go. Good call, man. It's like you saw it coming.
I didn't want to jinx anybody.
So here we go with heat race number 2 taken to the grid. In the number 75X from LGR Motorsports, it is Austin Stern starting on point tonight. Outside row number 1 in the 4-star from Silva King Fast Sim Sports, it's Tyler Street. Inside row number 2 in the number 21 car from Elbows Up Sim Sport, it is Shea Palo. Outside of him from Phantom Motorsports in the 23M, it's Kenny Miller III. Rounding out the field in the 3rd row on the inside in the 10C from LGR Motorsports, it is Coulter West. The best of the rest, Coulter West. And Alex Showtime Hanna outside of him from Silva King Fast Sim Sports. So a couple LGR cars here in this one looking to go straight to the main. We'll have to keep an eye on it. We should be seeing the pace truck duck off on this lap here.
I love Kenny Miller's paint job. I love that white.
It is pretty sharp.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
Is it Miller 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing's just pretty. I love those colors.
It's pretty, huh?
Yeah, pretty car, man.
It
Pretty
is
cars
Gramps approved.
Gramps approved. White chassis. Go forward. Go to the front.
There you go. So Stern going to bring him down to the green flag here. We are getting ready to go, and there we go. Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah, keep your eye on Hannah. Hannah's in the back right now. He should be able to move up a few spots. I don't know how far there. I didn't get to see him practice. But right now we got a nice little battle for second and third, fourth. You know, it's all close together. They'll start bunching up right now.
Ed Stern out front in the 75X. But Shea Palo now battling for the lead down on the inside. This track could get really racy tonight.
Yeah, the bottom works sometimes really good, and it stays there. It feels good. Miller's starting to move up now. The bottom's working just a little bit faster than the mid of the track, but that could go away quick.
Well, Miller must have heard you talking about his sweet paint job, because he is trying to put it to the top three right now. He is sitting just outside in that fourth position in the 23M.
Yeah, he just doesn't have any forward bite in that car right now. He's sitting back a little bit, looked good for a little bit when he stayed on the bottom, but he still didn't have any forward bite, so I think that's going to hurt him to move up any more positions that he's moving up right now. But keep your eye on Paulo. Paulo's up on the high side a little bit, I believe, so he's going to have to come down or stay in the middle to win this one.
Here we go. He's looking to throw possibly a slider low. He cranks it down, holds it down on the bottom line. Now Austin Stern going to go for the battle for the lead. New leader with Shea Palo in the number 21. Stern takes it back.
Nice
all the way into the wall. Oh, tough break for Austin Stern.
Oh, Stern was carrying some speed. I knew as soon as he was about mid-track, right when he went into it, he wasn't going to make it. He threw that hard. Not that he was, and the wall just happened to stop him.
Yeah, I think he was afraid that he wasn't going to be able to clear it, so he threw it harder than he should have there. We're 3 wide for the lead right there, Billy. That's what we like to see here in heat race number 2 with some of the top drivers here in United Dirt Sim Series and in iRacing. Tyler Street, your new leader. Look at that. Tyler Street from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports taking over the lead with the white flag.
4-star moving up. Here comes Shea Palo. Miller's on the bottom trying to get to work. His forward bite's not the best. He lost a little bit there, but the 4-star out in front.
So it's going to be Street with the win. Palo second, Miller third, Hannah fourth. And that's going to do it for heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 taken to the grid with Handmade Motorsports driver Eric Wilkie in the number 41 starting on the pole position. Outside row number 1 is going to be Blaine Brink from LGR Motorsports. Row number 2 on the inside from Black Diamond Motorsports in the number 7, it's Mason Hannigan. Your winner of the 360s, the Redline Race Designs 360s here at Charlotte, just moments ago in the 13A from OBR Sim Sports, it's Aiden Beerline. Inside row number 3 in the number 72 from Elbows Up Sim Sports, BS Air and Hergot Real Estate Powered Machine, Jeff Stewart. Outside of him in the number 56, Redline Race Designs from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, it is Randy Shreves in the number 56. Well, Billy, so far we've seen some great racing, and I don't think it's going to stop here with heat race number 3. Some heavy hitters in this one, and I think it's going to be a great race as we get ready to go here.
Yeah, it's going to be good. The track's really nice right now. It's got some good bite on the bottom, got some good bite a little on the long side, up on top. So I think these guys are feeling racy. The bottom can do what it needs to do right now. Probably going to get a little bit war before the main starts, but right now I think the whole track is working. Wherever you got your right gear.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It kind of looks like a point and shoot racetrack right now. You want to go low, go low. You want to go up high. Go high. It looks very forgiving at the moment. We're getting ready to go green flag racing here. Eric Wilkie going to bring him down in the purple, yellow, and white machine. Wilkie jumps out to a nice early lead there, but Hannigan definitely coming on that bottom side. He's going to try a slide job. Ooh. Wilkie sees it coming. Blaine Brink kind of lost out on that deal. He was down there in that number 21. Now he's going to go. He tried to hang on to it, just couldn't do it. So that brings Beerline up into the second position. Hannigan back to third. Wilkie out front.
They're all going to the top right now. Nothing's going to the bottom. Pretty much single file. Nobody feels real racy, but we're gonna have to keep our eye on the 13 car, Beerline, see if he's gonna do one of his last lap wonder shots because he's really good at them. So he's gonna set this guy up. Even though he did in the last race, we were talking to him. He said, "Oh, I didn't know what lap we're on," so it shined my theory down that I told him that he was saving it for the last lap. But there he goes to the bottom right now. He's gonna do a nice slider and get away with it.
Ooh, another nice slider right behind from Jeff Stewart on Randy Shreves, or it might have been on Mason Hannigan. I'm not sure. Just saw the 72 car with a nice clean slider, and then he got past with all the momentum. Hannigan with the super slide job. Throws it in there and holds on to the second place. Beerline working up top. They're running out of real estate pretty quick, Billy.
Yeah, he kind of didn't know. He knew he was there, but the car was drifting up, and there's not much you could do. That was just a racing deal. Beerline, here comes Hannigan. Hannigan's going to give him a musket loader right now. There it was.
Wow. Yeah, you got to hold that back bumper with the front bumper, and that's tough to do in a sprint car. These guys are definitely battling for the win here in heat race number 3.
Yeah,
Oh man, that collected a lot of good cars right there. Jeff Stewart was having one hell of a run, and that put him back. So that's going to put Hannigan out even with the win. Right now, it's going to be Beerline, Wilkie in second, Brink third, Jeff Stewart fourth, Randy Shreves fifth, and Mason Hannigan sixth. So that went down on lap 9.
Yeah, and, I think Wilkie, he just kind of slid it up there. I don't think he should have gone up there and gotten Hannigan, but it was a racing deal. I just think he just didn't realize how much speed he was carrying up on that top.
Yeah, these guys definitely throwing down and battling as hard as they can. We are jumping straight into warm-up, guys. I do believe we will be running the warm-up out. Let me see if I can get a hold of race control to find out here. What do you think, Billy?
Hello?
What do you think?
So far?
Yeah.
Always awesome. 410s. Dirt track at Charlotte. Clay Oval. Let's go fast. It's going to be a good race. You got some good hitters right now. Tyler Shell, naturally, is up on the board. I mean, we kind of repeat ourselves over and over, but, man's got to get the credit when you're the man. You got to get some credit. But you got Mason Hannigan that's really fast. Lucius is fast. Beerline's fast. Tyler Street's quick. So there's some guys that maybe I just haven't mentioned right now, but honestly, I think this is going to be a good race. It's a little bit bigger track, a little bit more speed. You can carry more speed. It's not, it's technical, but it's not like a hairpin like Williams Grove. So I think it's going to be a close race tonight, and whoever wins, I think they're going to be on each other's bumper. The top 3, top 5 guys are going to be right with each other. So I think it's going to be a good race using the top of the track and the bottom of the track for a while. So I think it's going to be a great race.
Talk about a hairpin. What'd you think about the news from iRacing bringing back dirt on Bristol? What'd you think of that? Did you see that news?
I think it'll be cool, but if they make it real, boy, is it going to be a dust bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is cool. It's cool. It's a good thing that iRacing's trying to keep up with all this stuff. They gotta provide us racers with anything that we have and we want, because that's how we do this sim racing, and we spend money, and that's how they stay alive. That's their business.
Absolutely. I think that one will be an interesting one. I'm absolutely surprised that they're doing it in real life again, because the speeds that these cars can hit is absolutely bonkers now with how many horsepower these guys are running and everything else. I think it's going to be one of those where I hope nobody gets hurt in real life. And iRacing, it'll be interesting to see how people can get around it, honestly.
Oh, they're gonna be so quick. I mean, shit, the two fast. Did I say ship? Like there's a ship coming into dock?
I thought you did, yeah.
I think it's gonna be fast. I mean, if you're gonna, this was, and I really don't know the year off the top of my head, but Danny Laskowski and Sammy Swindell, those guys were flying. I mean, those guys put down some track speeds. And I think Sammy Swindell is one of the fastest around there, but those two guys put some very fast laps down. So I think it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fast. It's it's bigger than what Lernerville and all this other stuff that's in between. So I think it's gonna be great. I mean, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely be a true half-mile track. So we don't have too many of those in iRacing, and I think it'll be interesting to see something different than all of the bull rings that we've been getting as of late for content. So out right now, Kenny Miller III up top on the board for here in this final practice. Tyler Schell sitting in second. Bryce Lucius getting faster each and every week. He's right there in the number 32, sitting in third.
Yeah, I'm surprised seeing Tyler Schell in the 12th spot in practice. I expected him to be up a little more. Like we always say, who cares about practice? It's race time. But usually he's 100% ball to the wall. So being as good as he did in the heat race, I'm surprised him to run about a 13.7. I'm sorry, a 13.4, about 4/10, 3.5 tenths off what the fast guys are running. But that can change. Anything can change. But I expect him to be up there a little bit more.
Yeah, I think in qualifying, I think some of these guys play the field and work off the fact that there's an invert of 4. So I think they try and shoot that right. He did shoot it right in 4th place tonight. But, man, I just don't know how you can do that. It's so tough trying to guess, like, all of these fast drivers who, what's going to put you 4th fastest. But, yeah, he did it tonight. So
yeah, it's gonna be fun. And to go back to Bristol, one thing great about that Bristol track, man, think of the banking on that. Woo.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is going to be nuts for sure.
Hey, I'd like to thank all our friends out there first, all our family and friends that are watching on our Facebook, YouTube, wherever else it has to be. I don't know all the details, but thank you for showing up and watching us live.
Here we go. Feature gridding right now on the pole position in the number 85 from Elbows Up SimSport. It's Tyler Schell. Outside row number 1. Man, this is an all Tyler row. It's going to be Tyler Street in the 4-star from Sofa King Fast SimSports. Inside row number 2 in the 13A from OBR SimSports, it's Aiden Beerline. Up Iridium SimSports driver Bryce Lucius in the number 32 outside row number 2. Row number 3 on the inside, it's going to be Shea Pallow in the number 21 from Elbows Up SimSport. Outside row number 2 is Eric Wilkie in the number 41. Then we've got row number 3 is going to be Kenny Miller and Daniel Boyd. Row number 4, Shea Pallow, Michael Sheridan. Row number 5 is going to be Coulter West and Jeffrey Stewart. And row number 6 is... They're moving all around. Blaine Brink and Alex Hanna. And row number 7, Craig Silby, Mason Hannigan. Row number 8, Aiden Beerline. And where's Aiden going?
Man, you better get on that. Aiden Beerline didn't start. I don't know what happened, but something didn't start.
Well,
here he comes.
The rest, Alex Hanna, Craig Silby, Mason Hannigan, Austin Stern, Randy Shreves, Anthony Goyette, and Chris Jones. We are getting ready to go green flag racing here for 30 laps. Billy, this should be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. This is going to be a good. Tyler Schell's going to get a jump right here. He's going to lead him down to the green flag. He's going to get a good little jump, but you got Beerline right hot on his tail right now, and Tyler Street on the top side.
Yeah, I mean, Beerline definitely with some momentum coming off that 360 win here just moments ago. Now trying to double down and get on the podium for the 410 Elites, which is the premier series here in United Dirt Sim Series. Tyler Street still holding down the 3rd spot. Schell all the way up. I swear his tire just rubbed the Charlotte sign.
Dude, he's up on top of the wall, and he's probably up on top of those seats, buckled down tight, and look at that perfection on top. But you got Beerline right on his tail. He's still within that, 1 car length, but then now the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th are bunched up, and they're starting to fall off the pace just a little bit.
Tyler
that's
Street.
Sheridan.
Did you see that? Tyler Street in the 4-star just lost about 6 positions, got a little squirrely, and tried to hold on to it.
Yeah, he struggled. I think he hit the wall about a lap and a half ago, up on top where he is right now. He's still staying up there, and he lost a little bit of momentum, like you said, 4 or 5 lengths. He was on the front row outside, but he's going to come back. He's got a fast hot rod tonight, so he's going to stay up top. And he's going to have to figure if he can stay up there, he can get in trouble the way his car's acting. He's hit the wall a few more times than normal, but you never know. He might be saving something and start going to the middle or the bottom, try to get ahead.
Well, look at that. Mason Hannigan battling for 5th position. He's gone up 10 positions since the start of this race here in the number 7. And
Yellow flag's out.
Caution flag. Let's see if we can figure out who brought that one out here. I don't see anything that caught my eye. Let's take a look back here and see right there. Anthony Goyette spinning around and getting also into Randy Shreve. So some contact with Anthony Goyette and who else was it? Craig Silby. So tough night for those two drivers. And Randy Shreve's also with some minor damage on the front. Lost his wings, so we'll have to see how that plays out for him. Tough break for Anthony Goyette there. And he is going to go to the back of the pack.
Yeah, he got his right front just in the left rear on the race car, so it kind of went in deep. The car in front of him slowed down a little bit, whatever, but the right front hit his left rear and just kind of spun him around.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to double him up. Double file restart with 8 laps in the books of 30. Now it'll be interesting to see if the kid, Aiden Beerline, starting on the outside, can catch up with Tyler Schell, one of the best at restarts that I've seen in a really long time. He's really good at keeping people guessing,
Yeah, these two have got some really, they've had some epic battles over the last few weeks. So, again, I don't expect anything less. Again, there's going to be 3 or 4 or 5 cars going to be bunched up at the end of this race. It's going to be a good race. Just starting to brew right now.
Look at that. Hannigan now up to 3rd. That's 12 positions forward from where he started. Deep in the field.
Sheridan.
Man, another caution out on the speedway. So these guys trying to get up on the wheel now. They realize that they're running out of time. We are 1/3 of the way through the race. And that one might have been Coulter West. Let's go back and take a look here. Coulter West in that LGR machine in the 10C. He's going to go up high, turn 4, and just gets collected in the wall. And the magnet, Anthony Goyette, found him. So tough break for him. I hate to see that because Anthony is such a great guy. And, man, tough break for him. He just had nowhere to go with Coulter West getting into the wall there.
Yeah, this is you got some good really racing right now going up there. You got let me see, it would be 15. I forgot the gentleman's name.
Michael Sheridan. Yeah.
Sheridan, man, he's hanging. He's not going backwards when he's getting on these restarts. He stayed up with him for the first 3-4 laps, and later on, before this yellow, he was up there. So he's got a pretty fast hot rod shape. Paulo, he's starting to move up the ladder a little bit in that 5th spot. So, and then you got next Eric Wilkie, but I think those top 5 cars, it's going to be epic. And then anybody else that comes from behind, Blaine Brink's moved up 2 positions. Alex Handa moved up 3 positions. So they're moving up like they're supposed to. But these top 4 or 5 guys, let's see if they pull away from the pack on the next screen, and see the separation from 6th on back.
Yeah, Mason Hannigan in that number 7 car up 11 positions right now. So he's going to be one to watch as well. And let's see, Beerline hangs with Schell off the restart.
Yeah, but that's still a good jump because Beerline actually moved a little bit quicker than Schell did. Like he wanted to start it, and then I think he had to get off the gas a little bit, and Schell just took advantage of it.
Yep. And there we go, 3 wide for the 2nd position as we are looking right now. Mason Hannigan down the inside. Blaine Brink catching a tire there. Shea Palo running on the outside, and I'm not sure what brought that caution out. It might have been Blaine Brink, unfortunately. I saw him catch a tire out of the corner. Did you see that?
Yeah, he hit the wall and bounced back, and it was going to cause a little bit of a melee. And I think the yellow came out from iRacing. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Let's go back and take a look at it. Blaine Brink right here in the number 21 from LGR Motorsports on the inside, battling with Eric Wilkie. Just came down too low and collected his teammate.
Oh, he caught a tire.
Yeah, he caught the tire there.
He caught the tire on the inside, and that just kind of moved him out. That was a racing deal. It wasn't him overdrove it. He just underdriven it, you would say.
That was a bust, unfortunately for him. And Austin Stern got collected up in it a little bit, so hopefully he didn't take on too much damage. Austin Stern was actually making his way up through the field as well, so we'll have to keep an eye and see as he dropped back now. Austin Stern's at the tail of the line, so
yeah,
tough break for him. But
yeah, you got Tyler Schell now up on point. He pulled away from those guys like it was honestly he pulled away big time. I didn't expect that. I don't expect it this time. Take nothing away from Tyler, you know that. But he had a heck of a run, and he pulled away from those guys about 6-8 car lengths, probably in about 2 laps. So he's got a fast hot rod there. But again, get these guys bunched up again. Maybe someone made a mistake up in the second row or third row and kind of slowed him down. But we'll see. But Tyler Schell's got a fast hot rod again. Again.
Beerline's going to try and hang with him as best he can.
Good jump. Good. Both.
That was actually a better restart there from Aiden Beerline. And Schell out front still. He's already starting to put a little bit of distance in between first and second.
Ooh, hit the wall just right there and coming out of turn 4.
Look at that.
Slowed him down just a little bit.
Sheridan and Hannigan working up top. Sheridan in that 15 car. You were talking about him earlier. He is still right there, sitting in that 4th position, waiting for somebody to make a mistake.
Beerline's trying to get that bottom to work. It's not bad. He's got some good forward bite. There's still moisture down there. I just don't think that's the spot that you want to be right now unless you're really geared and hooked up for that. He's hanging with them, but he's actually falling back about a half a car length every lap. So I expect Beerline to come back up on top, not stay on the bottom too much longer.
Yeah, he just lost 2 positions to Mason Hannigan and Michael Sheridan. So he's trying to battle back on the inside, but now Shea Pallow. Sheridan gets up into the wall. Let's see if he can keep it going. He's still going, though. No caution out on the speedway. But, boy, did he lose some positions.
Yeah, he lost like 5 spots just then, but that's going to move Shea Pallow. That's going to give Beerline back on the bottom if he doesn't go to the top. That's going to give him 1 more position. So he got that was a nice lucky job right now. He just got a little bit too sideways right now. And here comes Wilkie. Wilkie's hot on his tail. He's going to follow him to the bottom, maybe mid-track.
Yeah, Beerline trying to make that bottom line work. I'm not quite sure that it's there. But Kid has a good head on his shoulders and is usually pretty good at throwing that car around the track. Let's see. Shea Pallow running in the 3rd position now. He gets out into the wall a little bit, but keeps it moving forward. And he is sitting in that 3rd position, so trying to take home a podium tonight.
Yeah, Beerline's still working that bottom. I'm surprised, but his car is working. He loses a little bit of ground, but he's got a lot of forward bite in that car. Mid-track, it's a little bit loose, but again, it's the way maybe he's driving that corner. But he's pulling a little away from Wilkie. He's still on the bottom, losing his little bit of distance from Shea Pallow. But he does have good forward bite, but I still, like I said earlier, I wouldn't have stayed on the bottom that long.
I have a feeling there's a reason. He must have missed the gear or something, because I know that normally he wouldn't have let that many cars get by him unless he's just trying to. I think he's in conservative, trying to conserve whatever he's got left right now, with Eric Wilkie working on him for that 5th position.
Yeah, he's losing the ground, though. He's losing the ground to Shea Pallow. These 2 guys are, Wilkie and Beerline, are slowing down a little bit. But you got to, we've talked so much about everybody on the track right now. We got to go back again to Tyler Schell. Just Tyler Schell is really putting on a one nice run right now up on the top side, just hanging there.
Well, he's putting on a clinic on how to throw a 410 sprint car around the dirt track at Charlotte pretty dang quick. So he is getting it done all the way out against the wall. But, man, they are flirting with disaster. All it takes, just like Michael Sheridan, who's now moving his way back up into the 5th position. He collected into that wall earlier, and it took him back. He lost like 4 or 5 spots.
Yeah, he's not gotten any better. His car's not getting better. Something might be tweaked on it or bent. But look at, you got Beerline, Sheridan, Wilkie. Those guys are battling it out for, I think, the 4th, 5th, 6th position in general. So they're really slowing down a little bit, running some of their lap time. But you still got Mason Hannigan up 13 spots in that 2nd spot, along with Shea Pallow right now. And it's putting on a good little race. For Shell is just out cruising right now. Not that he's not going in as hard as he can. He's thinking about not making mistakes, but he is running for pretty a phenomenal run right now up on top side.
Yeah, he is just focusing on hitting his marks, I think, and making sure that he clicks off those fast laps. I don't feel like he's really pushing it, but I don't feel like he thinks he needs to at the moment. I think he is kind of in cruise control, shall we say, as he's coming up through some lap traffic. Last lap, white flag out on the field for Shell, Hannigan, and Paolo.
Yeah, he's running. I don't know about the cruising. He's 100% all race driver, so he's not. He might think that he might have made a mistake throughout the race, but it looks like he's going to go to win that because he was on edge throughout the top side that whole race.
Well, look at that. Michael Sheridan, middle of the pack in the middle of the race, after he stuffed it into the wall and salvaged a fourth place run tonight. So Aiden Beerline finishing in fifth. What is that? Sixth is Eric Wilkie. Seventh is Tyler Street. So some good runs from those guys. We're gonna give them a minute here to get into race review, and we will jump in for some driver interviews. Pretty darn good race, Billy.
Good racing, really good.
Absolutely.
There was some really good racing there. Shell checked out. I really didn't expect that. Not, again, not taking anything away from him. You know me. I'm a Shell fan, but he made it look a little bit on the easy side tonight, which is pretty rare. There's always somebody hot on his tail, but tonight his hot rod was really running good, Dave.
It really was.
And Hannigan, can you say about Mason? I think Mason likes starting in the back because anytime he starts in the back, he's up there on the podium. Not saying he's not winning, but I think when he starts up front near the front, he always does well and wins. But I think when you start 16th, 15th, and you finish second, wow, my hat's off to him. What a drive!
Yeah, absolutely. The top three drivers, they're just getting it done tonight, and hats off to them. The track looked like it started to slick off. A lot of guys running up on that top side, and it was just one of those deals where Shell was able to have enough space in between first and second to hang on to it and get it done tonight.
Yeah, and Shane Paulo. He was in that sixth, seventh, fifth, sixth, seventh spot, and he stayed up on top. And he just started for some reason during that late in the race. His car was already hooked up on top.
Yeah, his car really came to life about halfway, maybe about lap 20 or so, and he really put it to the coals. Well, I don't see Shea Paolo, so he might have had to run or was unavailable. So we are going to jump into Mason Hannigan coming home in second. Mason, do you have your ears on?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
What's up, Mason? Hey, Mason, it's Billy. How you doing too? Also,
Good, how you doing?
good.
Get it done, Bill. You got this.
No. Hey, Mason, when are you gonna stop starting in the back and start up front? Every week you're starting at mid pack or farther back, and at the end of the race you're on the leaderboard, you're on the podium, you made up another 13 spots. I think last week you went up 11 spots or 12 spots. You feel comfortable back there in mid pack and not worried about some major accidents since you are that far back in the pack?
No, honestly, it's just either getting me taken out or just something stupid happened as usually. But we were quick there. Got the second, and then got to the top and reeled Tyler in. He's making mistakes, and then once he got in the groove, it was just hard to keep up with them, and made that one big mistake off of four, and kind of cost me a shot at it at least.
Right.
But that's just a part of it, and honestly, I probably shouldn't have ended up that good here because I hate this place.
Well, you looked really fast, and there was times that, like you said, you made that one mistake that it sets you back, I think, few positions, 4 positions or so, if I'm not mistaken. But you came and overcame that, and it started coming to the front. But man, you look your stuff, your car, and you're driving your hot rod is always so fast, and moving up 13 spots. I mean, usually when people start 8 spots, 9 spots back, they get into a lot of crashes. But over the last few weeks, 3 weeks that I've been watching, you've made up so many spots, 10 spots, 11 spots, tonight 13 spots, and you've actually stayed out of the accident. So you got to give that credit to your ability of your drive, even though it's luck of the draw sometimes in this dirt track stuff. But you got to give yourself some credit on how well you drive through traffic, and I think you enjoy it. I enjoy going through traffic. It makes me feel good when I pass people. But you do one hell of a job, and you drive so nice and so smooth. And when you have to be fast, you're fast. But you know, do you give your credit to a lot of? Do you practice a lot? Are you on iRacing a lot?
Nah, people think I am. I don't ever practice. It's just not my thing. I don't like practicing. I think it's dumb. Because you don't get it in real life. You get 3 laps in a hot lap session. There you go. But these guys get thousands of laps a day, and some of them outrun me, and some of them don't. But at the end of the day, experience helps, and laps help. Knowing what your setup does help, and it's just finding what's most comfortable for you. And I think I found what's comfortable for me here for a while until the track changes or until our tire model changes. It just kind of depends on what's going to happen. So we'll see what comes up in this next build or two, and hopefully we can keep competitive. Made the Pro Series and it wasn't that great, but glad you can make it. But it was good to hang with Tyler tonight. I haven't done that much as of lately, but hopefully one of these days we can beat him.
Yeah, he's the man to beat. But you're like I said, with you and Paulo and Beerline, and there's so many other people I could honestly name. But you guys have been racing so close to close every week, and you can come in from the back. Was there anything you think that, without any speed seekers, because we always like to talk like this sometimes, because we want race fans that actually put in the time to watch you guys the race and stuff. So we got to thank our race fans and our YouTubers and Facebook guys. But could you have done something different without any secrets given out? You would have done to your car to make it a little bit better, or you think you just started too far in the back and made that mistake?
Honestly, if I would have started second, I probably would have ran second. And I I felt like I had a car maybe to win, but at the same time, it's just so hard to beat Tyler as it usually is. And honestly, it's frustrating when you make mistakes like that, because you get a chance at it, but you just do something stupid like that. And, it costs you, and it makes you a little frustrated. But at the end of the day, you just gotta keep trucking, and hopefully you can do something with it.
Yeah, like you said, Tyler struggles. He made mistakes last week, and he bonkered his head against the wall a few times. But that's a competitor, even if he won or not, whatever. He's always trying to improve, and that's the same way with you. I mean, you could have been up there and started second, first row, second row, and gave him some pressure, and he could have made a mistake. Not that Tyler Shell makes mistakes, trust me. But again, anything's possible. So congratulations on your drive. It was a hell of a race and hell of a clinic. For the fans to watch, if anybody was watching your car or watching someone that you were next to, you put on a great show. And for you to tell Tyler, as a race driver, how fast he is, and it would have been hard to beat him. I mean, that's a pretty good compliment from you to him, and that's pretty darn nice of you as a racer to understand and feel that. But that's how you're going to get better, correct?
It's just you sometimes you might hate the guy, but you just got to realize that the kid's probably faster than you sometimes. And some people don't understand that, honestly. You get some people who just think they're really good, and then you blow their doors off and whatever. But it's just racing with the right people. Tyler's one of the hardest and cleanest guys I've raced with. Bergeron, all the pro guys are probably the cleanest, and some of even the league guys that race are the cleanest. And once you figure out a way that you can race with them clean, and not get destroyed down the straightaway, because that's my biggest fear, is going down the straightaways. I'm not worried about the corners. I'm worried about the straightaways, because some people have no idea how to keep it smooth and keep it straight. And honestly, I figured I was going to end up wrecked here in the 360 or 410 off something stupid like that, and because it's happened the previous time. So you always have to pay attention to it. And yeah, we'll keep trucking and see what we can do next week.
Well, we appreciate you coming over here and racing with UDSS as your talent, and honestly, the bottom line is you're one of the top in the whole world. And people could say country, but since sim racing is around the world, you're one of the top drivers in the world, and we appreciate you putting showing the race fans how to get it done. All the nice compliments that you give other racers, and your racing ability, and race so clean, and just being a young man that you are. We really appreciate it, and thank you very much for racing with us. Dave, you have any questions? Since I've talked long enough.
I just can't think back to Motorsports, Tim Sims, Fads Eyewear. You know, I might be one of the only ones that race. You know, once iRacing kind of gets boring for some of us and step away from it, and then they come back, and it's good to have a team that supports you through whatever you do. So I can't thank them enough, and can't thank you guys for putting on the league, and I can't thank you guys for broadcasting it. And we'll come back next week and hopefully end up another podium.
Well, you will. You'll be in that top spot, and hope you when you get off the sim, you don't go in the bathroom and take off your headset and look at that. I gave you cauliflower ear because I talked your ear off, huh?
Nah.
Thank you, my friend, and we're gonna see you in that one spot. We've seen you many times there, and it's a great run for you. And congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Take care. That's Mason Hannigan coming home in second in the Dirt Empire Magazine 410 Elites. And with the win, are you ready,
It's
Billy?
yours. You
Here
take it.
you go, Gramps.
Nope.
With the win, Tyler Shell in the number 85 from Elbows Up Simsport. How are you doing tonight, bud?
Doing good. How are you?
Dealer choice. Who would you like to give you the interview?
Dave Ward.
That's up to you guys.
See, you can't put that.
I always give him the interviews.
You
This
can't
guy
put that on a racer. That's so
This
unfair.
kid has talked to me a million times. He loves talking to you. He doesn't like talking to me.
If he would have said Billy, you would have went butthurt, Dave. So stop it.
Well, what did you think of that one tonight, Tyler? It looked like you had one hell of a rocket ship on rails, and you got into the wall a few times, it looked like, but you were able to save it and keep it going moving forward. Were you worried about any of that?
Not really. The driver had to calm down and actually be smart for once, but because Mason closed in like a second and a half just like that, and then we stopped hitting the wall and we opened the gap back up.
So Elbows Up Simsports going 1 and 3 tonight, and Mason Hannigan breaking up the fun for you two. It looked like if it would have won we always say, oh, if it was 10 laps more, it would have been a different race. But do you feel like if it would have been 10 laps more that that Hannigan might have closed in on you, or were you working on spreading that gap once again?
I was spreading the gap. Once he got to me, he started hitting the wall like I was, and just on the top, it's just a bunch of rhythm, and once you got your rhythm, it's hard to get back into it.
It seems like marks here are very important because you are on that razor's edge, that very thin line all the way up against the wall, that tight. There was maybe, how much track would you say was still left up there against the wall? Maybe a foot, 2 foot?
Not enough. I wish
Right.
there was more.
That's what I was wondering.
That's scary.
You still got it around and made it look super easy, but I've definitely been there.
Dirt bike the whole time.
Yeah.
Did it feel like Tyler? Did it feel like that the rear end was kind of like jerking around, like when you get on throttle? Did it feel like it was just not biting at times? It felt like it got loose and then got bite.
Yeah, that's just me not putting it on the cushion right. Whenever you put it on the cushion right, it just sings around the corner like it's nothing. But when coming off the corner and you're not on the cushion, it definitely wants to slide out from under you.
Yeah, the car, you were starting to pull. You started to pull away. You got one jump that rear line stayed with you, and then after that, as soon as some of those guys made a little bit of mistake, and they lost a couple car lengths, and you started pulling away, staying on top naturally and pulling away. And Dave was saying, well, now I think he's on cruise. And I said, no, Tyler's not going to be on cruise. He probably still beating his head up. Was thinking, don't slow down, beating your head up like last week. You made some mistakes and you were hard on yourself. And I said, no, he's trying to hit his marks. He's gonna try to pull away even farther. There's no letting up, even if you have a 5 or 6 car length, unless you're staying off the wall, because you can't think about taking your cruising and not hitting the wall and driving at the same time. You got to go full wood all the time and just keep your head on straight, right, Tyler?
Yeah, once every try to start to slow stuff down, that's when you make mistakes. So whenever you're not thinking about it, just doing it, you're not gonna usually make the mistake. But definitely when you start thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I can mess up pretty easily.
Yeah, we always like
ultra
to tell like the people.
consistent.
Yeah, you got to tell the race fans, because, like I said, we try to do our interviews along with you, the drivers, and the people that are watching. No matter if it's 5 people or 100 people, people always like to hear information from all you pro drivers that are just on rails. But yeah, I've never learned to try to do that. Every time, if you try to sit back and try to cruise a little bit, you get off your rhythm. And you mentioned that just a little while ago. It's a rhythm thing. Once you get out of your rhythm, it could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, 100% for sure. That's why it's kind of better to have somebody on your tail a little bit, like Mason was, because then it kind of forced me to go hard again and not think about it and just do it.
Yeah, Shea, it was a good run. Shea and Hannigan and Sheridan and Beerline, they were having a good run, and I think they were slowing each other down again. But that's racing, there's nothing. Well, if one was out more than the other and they would have ran you down, you know what I'm saying. But they were slowing each other down because they had to pick different lines, and when you were pulling away, that always helps when they're racing. But Shea Paulo had a really good car. We didn't get to interview him, but he had a really fast hot rod. It took him a little bit of time to start running the guys down, but 5 or 6, 7 spots, finishing third. But he started working the top side and staying up there on top. And he was real fast. And that's your teammate, correct?
Yeah, he likes running the top here. That's one of his things he likes doing on the sim is running the top at Charlotte, for sure. He likes doing it at 360 a lot.
Well, and you could see that, but he was come up. He only went up 2 positions, but he went back as far as 6th spot, I think. But he was railing on top just like you were. So that was nice to see him run up on top. I think he had some bad luck last week. But is there anything you think you'd have done to your car any different, or do you pretty much have Charlotte figured out and run pretty much with the setup you've been running?
Nah, I just run the same setup. Just put it on the driver instead of the setup. It usually works a lot better. So once you start trying to change that stuff and drive it differently, then you don't know what you're doing. So just try to put it on me and drive better, and usually pays off.
Well, good, and hope you're happy with your drive. I know sometimes you make mistakes and you're hard on yourself, but it's still, it doesn't show it. Trust me, it doesn't show it for us race fans that are watching in. But are you a little bit easier on yourself this week than you were last week?
Yeah, for sure. Last week I just I let him get in front of me, and that was it. This week, yeah, I don't know. I just put it hard in the beginning and just went from there.
Yeah, I was telling Mason about, just he had mentioned he said some really, really nice things about you. So just to let you heads up on that if you weren't listening to the cast. But yeah, I told him, and he said, you were beating yourself up last week a little bit, and Mason was talking about some things that he could have done a little bit better too. And then I said, that's you guys that are beating yourselves up. People don't understand, and all the race fans. Got to understand too that you guys are hard on yourself, because that's what makes you who you are. You never want to. It's always nice to have people talk about you, and sometimes people get embarrassed when they talk about someone to somebody when you're there. But your credit is due to how fast you are. But when you're hard on yourself, I think that makes you a better driver, because that makes you want to improve your driving. Correct?
Yeah. Just blame it on yourself. Don't blame it on the car, and try to work on what you could have did better instead of blaming it on somebody else. Because once you do that, you're always the common denominator. So just try to do that and get better.
Now, I've never asked you, and I know Dave probably has, but I don't. Do you do any type of real racing? I hate to be embarrassing myself if you probably race sprint cars and you're one of the top drivers, but do you do any real racing?
Yeah, I don't do any real racing. I just I race on here. That's about it.
Whew, 1 point for me. I didn't get hammered on that one. I'm glad.
I mean, if you want to get a car, I mean, I'll be glad to drive it.
Oh, I'll bet you'd be pretty damn good, though. Tell you the truth, I mean, a lot of guys coming from sim, but honestly, I'll have to talk to my wife about that. She's got all the money. I'm just old and retired, but I'll talk to my wife about some money. So maybe we'll set something up with you and Billy Brickley.
Uh,
There you go.
But David, do you have any questions for Tyler? Because I'm wearing him out.
Congratulations, you did a great.
you wear him out.
Congratulations, yeah, right.
Sorry, Dave.
See, well, congratulations once again on the win. Unbeatable, it seems like, or it's very difficult to beat you, but it's awesome watching you race each and every week, and we appreciate you coming out and supporting us. And who would you like to thank, and who helped get you into victory lane tonight?
I'm just like thank you guys that Third Empire magazine. Look forward to getting that their next issue, and then I was up Sim Sport and our sponsors: School Sim Racing, Flow Racing, Anderson Speedway, Hergot Real Estate, Catch Fence Apparel, Roof Co, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation.
Hell yeah. Dirt Empire magazine coming out with their first print publication, so that'll be awesome. It'll be on the stands, and I can't wait until I get mine. So they're doing some stuff with sim racing as well as real racing, so I wouldn't be surprised if you get a call one day and get an interview for an article. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Make it happen, Dave. Make it happen.
Well, I don't
Hey,
write for them yet, so.
Well, they're sponsoring. They're sponsoring. Pushing the cushion and UDSS. You need to talk to them. Talk to Tyler. But hey, we'd like to thank you, Tyler, man. Good luck. I mean, I picked you to win the heat race, but I did wait till the last lap because I didn't jinx you like Dave Ward tries to jinx you and say, you've won every race. Now if you don't win next week, you can blame Dave, right?
Yeah, 100%. So it's Dave's. Blame Dave. It's Dave's fault.
Yeah, it's always Dave's fault, for sure.
Thank you.
There you go. That is Tyler Schell, the man, the myth, the legend here in United Dirt Sim Series. Getting it done once again for the 410 Elites. That was a crazy race, Billy.
He clicked off fast. You think is it bedtime? How young is he?
I don't know. You might have put him to sleep with all that talk.
That's okay. Hey, great race, great showing. I expected to be a little closer at the end, but it really was for the second, third, fourth, and fifth spot. Even though Aiden Beerline fell off the pace about a second behind Sheridan for the fourth spot. But I expected a good race, and like I said, you had Tyler Schell up on top working good, made a few little mistakes, nothing that really bothered him. But again, you had second, third, fourth, Hannigan, Paulo, Sheridan, Beerline. Street was moving up. Wilkie was moving up, but you had those second through the fifth place cars that were kind of battling it out, and I feel that it slowed them down a little bit to try to run Tyler down. Not that they could have, but still, you got to give everybody a prop on it. But I think it slowed them down a lot. Don't you agree?
I do. But overall, I thought it was a great race. We had a couple of cautions, but nothing super crazy serious, and it made for a great track tonight. It looked like the track was pretty racy. They said it got a little thin there up on the wall, but they still made it around, and they still did it faster than I've ever run a lap here.
Well, you should, instead of running, you should try getting in a race car.
Don't
run.
Damn,
you're not supposed to run it.
Problem.
You're supposed to get in a race. Yeah, see, that's what you've been working on. You've been working on your running around the track. Are you serious?
Well, I'm coming for you, Mason Hannigan and Tyler Schell, because I'm going to drive a 410 sprint car instead of running around the track.
There you go. Now you're talking. Now you need your practice. But
that
was good. Hey, we always, we can talk about everybody, but you know what? I'm not on here all the time either. So, but again, I miss the Billy Brickley in the show here in the 410. He'd always do good, and you never know what he brings to the tables. Because he's a fast kid, young kid too. But I do miss Billy not racing with us a lot.
Yeah, he's called to the road, so gotta, job comes first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back soon. I don't know anytime soon, but great showing by everybody. I didn't hear about Jason Nygaard. Why Nygaard didn't race tonight? Did he?
No, he did not.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We'll have to check into that, won't we? We'll report back next week, guys.
Thank you. We'll start our own magazine.
There you go. Well, that
Thanks,
is going
Dave.
to do it for myself, Dave Ward, and Billy
You want?
Bowerman.
Gramps.
Gramps. And now
Thank
we'll
you,
do it,
everybody, for
guys.
watching, man.
Have a
Yep.
great night. We will see you tomorrow for pro late models and midgets. On
Thanks for
Monday
having me,
Night
Dave.
Midgets, of course.
I appreciate it.
And have a good night, guys.